right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. As always, I'm Emerson Hitt, with me, Gage Samoji. It's a beautiful Thursday evening here in Napa, California.
Beautiful day.
It's starting to feel like summer.
It is.
You went and enjoyed Bottle Rock this weekend?
I did, on
Caught
Sunday.
some sun there?
Yeah, my YouTube audience, look at that, look at that tan.
Yep.
Look at that tan.
I went to the Giants game yesterday, caught plenty of sun there.
Oof.
So we're starting to feel it out here in Northern California.
Good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You look like you're kind of hurting a little bit.
Yeah, it was
okay.
a long day at the game, but
No worries.
good times nonetheless.
Giants lost,
Giants
but
got their shit spanked.
I hope you still had a good time.
Mhm.
I mean, winning 3 in a row against the Phillies,
It would have been a lot to ask.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's winning. Yeah, beating them 2 out of 3.
Mhm.
You can't ask for much more than that. You can't get greedy.
Yeah. So I'm 0-2 in day games, 1-0 in night games. So that could be a trend. We'll see.
Doesn't bode well for us when we go to a game next month, huh?
Right.
But we'll still have a good time
Yeah.
regardless.
No doubt.
Yeah,
No
but
doubt.
Bottle Rock was fun. Went Sunday, like I said. Saw the main attractions for me were Offspring, who, I just said to you earlier,
They're not your favorite.
like them, don't love them. They do have some good songs. The coolest thing they did was bring out Ed Sheeran to play one of their songs. Apparently he was like his first album he ever bought when he was a kid was one of their albums.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
They played one of the songs, I think, off that album. It was cool. And I didn't see Ed Sheeran the night of that Sunday, so it was cool to say that I still kind of saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Saw Queens of the Stone Age. They were the kind of main attraction for me. They played on the second stage. It was the second stage, excuse me.
Yeah.
Not the main stage. From like 8 to 9:45, and they fucking
Really good.
did.
Nice.
And I like them. Not like huge on the music. I respect like the stuff I like. That's like what I like. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know. I'm not gonna name you B-sides of Queens of the Stone Age.
Right.
I'm not gonna act like that.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to get a shirt, but I was like, I don't want to have someone be like, name 3 songs. I named like 3 biggest songs.
Right.
But they put on a hell of a show. They're insanely good. They were loud. My mom texted me during the song "No One Knows," which
That's a good one. Yeah.
and she was like, I could totally hear the song
Really?
from all the way from over here.
That's dope.
They were loud at first,
Yeah.
no doubt about it. It was a great time. I appreciate my dad taking me for birthday/Christmas present. Great time. We met up with Danny. Danny was good.
Nice.
Kind of veered off towards the end, hang out with Gabe, which I totally get. It's all good. We saw Dylan and Katie. That was cool.
Nice. Nice.
Good time all around.
Looking like it was not too hot either. Like it was sunny, obviously. But
It got warm.
Yeah.
I think it was the warmest day out of the 3.
Right.
And it's gonna sound kind of funny, but I don't like. We used to do, or at least I used to do 3 days back when it first started, like it was nothing.
Yeah.
I could do 3 days, but I'd really have to like.
You'd have to be like pace yourself.
I'd maybe be like a blanket guy
Yeah.
at that point.
Yeah,
Just be
right.
like, I don't know if I could be front row every show.
You're right.
It's just I was tired. When it was like 2 or 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock, whatever, when Offspring came on, and halfway through the set, I thought to myself, I could go home right now.
Yeah.
Easily. I could easily go home.
Yeah.
But then I caught my second wind for the Queens of the Stone Age, and we weren't going to leave early. That wasn't an option.
No. Yeah.
But glad I didn't. And yeah, I recommend anybody seeing Queens of the Stone Age. Absolutely, they were great.
Sweet.
They were
I would like to see them. I almost thought about, because I didn't have to work till like 9 p.m. on Friday or Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But I thought about going during the daytime and maybe like catching the very beginning of Queens. But
Yeah. It was cool.
didn't make the effort.
It was a good time. Hopefully, I didn't really love the lineup as in totality this year.
Yeah.
At Bottle Rock, I
It
thought
was okay.
I thought it was one of the weaker ones. I picked to go Sunday because I thought it was the best day for my taste.
Mm-hmm.
Really wanted to see Pearl Jam. That was a huge bummer for me because I'm a bigger Pearl Jam fan than probably any other artist that was there.
Right.
But that's life. Things happen. Still had a great time on Sunday.
Yeah. Sweet. We are watching Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals. Minnesota is fighting for their lives, and they're not putting up much of a fight at all. It's 103-78 with 9 minutes left in the game. Dallas is up, that is.
Really sad too because so I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago. Sal, friend of the show, said that he would take 3 shots in a row if the Wolves won in 7.
I wanted to see that.
I did too.
And today he switched it to a 4 Loko, which I'd be okay with seeing.
I want to see that even more.
Right.
Especially that he's never had one. I haven't either.
That still shocks me. I don't know why
I just because it's
that never came to fruition.
yeah. I'm surprised you guys didn't try to push it on me harder.
Right.
Maybe should I do it for NASCAR?
Fuck it.
Fuck no.
That's got to be in the tall cans. Now that you said it, it's gonna be. That's gonna be my contribution.
That's gonna be your talk in.
Yeah.
I feel bad for the poor soul. It's gonna be either me or Devin. I can already feel it. And Devin is gonna look me straight in the eyes and say,
You're
"Switch."
drinking
She
this,
said,
yeah.
"Switch." I'll be like,
I hope you guys
no.
both.
And then I'll look her in the eyes and say, "You want to deal with me after that today?"
Right.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know that's what you're gonna do. Also, we're matching today.
We're twinning on we didn't text each other or anything.
No, I've worn this shirt a while, and I said, you know what? Podcast day.
I literally thought the same thing. I was
Where?
going through my shirts. I'm like, what am I going to wear today for the show? And that was the one I landed on.
This is the OG black with the white logo. This is my favorite shirt that we've done. Actually, no, it's a lie. The long sleeve is my
The
favorite.
long sleeve is a good one
You
too.
know, core 4 type. Core 4, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
To everybody else who wants to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's cute. For our YouTube audience, if we have any anymore,
Mm-hmm.
there we are.
Actually, you know what? We've been getting some views on our most recent videos
Really?
since we finally started posting them again.
Okay. Well, I did see
Not a
it.
ton,
Well,
but we got a handful. Yeah,
I did see Sal apparently watches us sometimes on YouTube.
that's cool.
That's
I love
cool.
It. I love it.
You know, good for you,
We
Sal.
love that kind of
We
support.
appreciate you.
Of course.
We appreciate you.
Before we get started, we do have some sad news to talk about, and that is the passing of legend Bill Walton.
So
And I just say legend because obviously he's a legendary basketball player, but kind of a legendary person, if you will.
he's almost mythical.
Yeah, he really is.
You know what I mean?
It's really sad that he's gone because he was a treat to listen to talk and just tell stories.
He was what you would say one of one.
Yeah.
He's like one of those too weird to live, too rare to die.
Yeah.
Shout out to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He's one of those guys. You know, he just
100%.
obviously I listen to KMBR, and Tom Tolbert is one of the hosts of the afternoon shows.
Yeah.
And he had a somewhat good relationship with Bill, and they showed they put on this old interview, and it wasn't an interview. It was just him. It was just Bill Walton talking for like 25 minutes about just like
Anything and everything.
what set him off was a Grateful Dead song, because Bill Walton was one of the biggest Deadheads you ever meet.
Right.
So they to bring him into the interview, they played a song. I forget exactly what it was, but he went off that into just a place you wouldn't even expect. He went to the moon and back with it. It's just that's the kind of guy he was.
Yeah.
He also he played for the Blazers, Clippers when they were in San Diego, and the Celtics. He was a 2-time NBA champion with the Blazers in '77, which I believe is their only championship, and then as a sixth man, quote unquote, for the Celtics in '86.
Yeah.
Regarded as, at the time, I think record-wise and winning the championship, best team of all time.
Yeah.
I think they had the best record until the Bulls beat it in '96.
I think that's right.
And
yeah.
then, obviously, the Bulls got beat by the Warriors 20
Yeah.
years later. He was the NBA Finals MVP in that '77 season with the Blazers. Won the MVP of the league in '78 with the Blazers. He also won Sixth Man of the Year in '86 with the Celtics.
Yeah.
I think he's the first person to ever win Sixth Man of the Year and MVP in the same career.
Yeah.
Until James Harden did it. Also, UCLA, he was the
dominant.
man
Yeah.
in UCLA. 2-time NCAA champion at UCLA, 3-time Player of the Year, and I think he only played 3 years at UCLA. He's also top 50 and obviously top 75 NBA player. His record at UCLA in his 3 years was 86-4.
That's ridiculous.
And they had back-to-back undefeated seasons in '72 and '73 at
Crazy.
UCLA.
Crazy.
I think they had, in total, while he was part of an 88-game winning streak, I want to say, or something like that. Like
That's
maybe
ridiculous.
a little before he got there.
Right. Oh my God! You see that shot?
Did he bank it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he, from what I've heard, his career got shortened by injuries,
Yeah.
and he had bad knees.
Yeah.
It kind of happens with
Tall
centers,
dudes, yeah.
tall dudes,
Yeah.
and because for us, obviously we weren't, we don't remember him playing at all.
Yeah.
We see videos and on NBA TV for their classic games or whatever. But to me, he was just like when I think of Bill Walton, I think of him being a deadhead.
Yeah.
I do. Like, I think of him. I think of the Grateful Dead.
100%. Like his especially being us being much younger and not being alive for his playing days, like the fact that he's got such a personality almost makes you forget that he was even a basketball player.
Yeah.
Let alone an all-time.
Yeah. Well, I think he's like in the Broadcasting Hall of Fame. I want to say.
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know that, but yeah.
I heard a good comp that people like our age like he's probably he's like John Madden.
Mm-hmm.
Weren't alive to know how good of a coach John Madden was,
Yeah.
and obviously know him for like what he did broadcasting.
and the video.
And also, I'd kind of put Bill Walton in the same realm as like a Charles Barkley.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, same kind of great. I mean, Charles Barkley had a better career,
Yeah, and he's a little more recent, like for us younger people. Yeah.
but we still didn't see Charles Barkley play.
No. Yeah.
Or if we did, it was.
It was very tail end of his career. Yeah, I can't say I remember him.
But he was a true one of one, and it's just sad.
Yeah.
You know, you feel for the family.
I don't know about you. I knew he wasn't doing great, but I didn't know it was like this close to happening.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even know he had cancer.
Yeah. I didn't know it was cancer. I just felt like he just wasn't doing well. And I actually didn't know he was only 71. I thought he was a little bit older. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
There's also a really, really good 30 for 30 about him.
Mm-hmm. I like that one a lot.
And
too.
I don't think I saw all of it, but I saw bits and pieces. And he's just like, he almost seemed like a hippie who happened to fall into basketball.
Yeah, he a hippie that happened to be 7 feet tall.
Yeah, it was really good at basketball.
Yeah.
Obviously, also coached by the legendary John Wooden.
Right.
It's just I don't like talking about deaths on this podcast.
I know we do it probably more than we'd like to.
But we had to pay homage to Bill Walton.
Exactly.
And in classic fashion, except O.J. Simpson, we take a shot for people who die on this podcast. So here's to Bill. I'm not a big Grateful Dead guy. I don't know if you probably...
I can't even really say I've tried to listen to the music.
I thought the song Scarlet Begonias up until probably 10 years ago was a Sublime song, but it's actually a Grateful Dead song.
Oh, no, you know.
Listen to both versions. I'm a little biased. I like the Sublime one better.
I'm sure it's better without having listened to it.
It's better. But
Yeah.
Cheers to Bill Walton.
Cheers, Bill.
That was good.
Do you like this cocktail?
I do. We didn't even say what we were drinking.
I know. We have.
Wow.
We're still in the intro. It's all right.
Wow.
So,
Off our game today.
I saw this recipe for pineapple syrup on Instagram recently, and I was like, I'm doing that next time my mom buys pineapple. So I did it. Turned out really good, and we had like a little pineapple margarita before this. And this is just kind of like a pineapple Tom Collins, if you will.
It's good.
Yeah, a little lime juice. I did lime juice instead of lemon juice.
The pineapple garnish is great.
Yep.
I'm getting a little snack.
Definitely doing tiki drinks next time we're on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I just didn't have any room, so.
Okay.
Because I got a shit ton of that syrup.
Okay.
It's crazy how much it yielded off of just one pineapple.
Oh, so you use the whole pineapple for this juice?
So
Or for the syrup?
the cool part is like you didn't have to use the actual fruit, so you could cut up a pineapple however you want and just enjoy the fruit, and then I just use the rinds or whatever, like the trimmings from the outside.
Okay.
Just soaked it with sugar, and it turns into a syrup overnight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Look at you.
Yeah.
Where did you say where you got the idea from?
Instagram. This guy I follow, his name is High Proof Preacher. Yeah.
He's a bartender.
Yeah.
You
He used to be a what is the church
pastor.
pastor? Yes.
There you go. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why his name is High Proof Preacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, he used to be a pastor, but now he's fallen in love with making cocktails. So
Good.
yeah.
But is he a bartender? Or is
I don't know. I think he's more just a social media personality.
Okay, gotcha. I mean, obviously, he could probably hold his own.
If you need
behind
him
a
to,
bar,
yeah, he knows the shit for sure. All right, shall we jump into some Major League Baseball news?
Do it.
Unfortunate news coming out of Atlanta. Ronald Acuna Jr. out for the season. Second time he's torn his ACL in the last 3 years.
When I read that, I guess I forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's just like, damn.
It sucks.
You know what this looks like to me? A shortened career.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen because he's
Yeah.
a great player, but when you see 2 torn ACL, do we know if it was the same leg?
I did not get that information, but yeah, regardless, like you said, it sucks.
It sucks.
He wasn't having a great start to the season, but nonetheless, we all know, I mean, he had one of the most amazing seasons in baseball history last year.
My preseason MVP.
Yeah. So I thought we both picked Mookie Betts. I think you picked him to win it last year.
No, I meant
Oh,
last year.
gotcha. Yeah,
I
yeah.
picked Mookie Betts this year.
Yeah. But yeah, really a bummer for baseball. Again, I mean, the Braves have lost 2 of their best players already this season because Spencer Strider's done for the year.
Just easier for the Dodgers to coast in the World
I know,
Series.
right? But the Phillies are a force right now, so we'll see how
They
it goes.
are, yeah. I forgot about the Phillies.
But I mean, the Braves, they have a lot of depth, so I mean, I'm sure they'll still find their way into the playoffs, but it's not going to be the same team.
You think they'll still win their division?
Phillies are.
Oh, they're
Phillies got a big lead right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
And I don't see it getting any easier. You know.
No, that sucks for the team and Acuna. Just, I mean, at this point, is he gonna be able to even? He won't be able to come back probably for the start of next year. Not at the beginning.
Like
it'll probably be around this time, right?
it would. I would like to think it's going to be a year-ish. Well, I don't know, because the last time he tore it was mid-season, and I think he was back for the start of the next year. So who knows?
You should talk to Aaron Rodgers guy. Right. I mean,
Major League Baseball also has decided to integrate Negro League statistics into the Major League record books. So all stats that came out of the Negro Leagues are considered, you know, if they're a record or whatever, they're considered Major League Baseball records. So
and I felt like so about this until what you said, and then it made more sense. I don't know if you want to say what you told us.
Yeah, I think out of fairness, I mean, these players, you know, before 1950-ish, when Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, you know, so to say, they were unfairly held out of Major League Baseball. And I think you could also argue that Major League Baseball players at that time were not actually playing against all of the best players
in the world,
you know, or even in the United States for that matter. So I think, you know, you could say some of them were lucky to have a job or have a spot on the team, and they were not facing all the best players. So you could say even their numbers were somewhat tainted, arguably.
And I think it's a great. I never would have even thought about that. I think it's great. I think it's a great point.
Yeah. Now, they didn't play long seasons in the Negro Leagues, so they didn't accumulate like big, like home run totals or anything like that. Josh Gibson is like the most notable guy who now currently has the highest career batting average in Major League history. So,
I mean,
at 372.
I mean, Ty Cobb is probably thinking like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Well, by all accounts, Ty Cobb was a total ass. So I think Major League Baseball has no problem taking his.
Is that what he's known for? Kind of. Really?
I mean, he was a great player, but he was known for being a prick.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Because I just know how. I think what kind of shook me about this is because I just know how much the stats mean in baseball. It's just like because everybody.
It's a nerdy sport.
I've heard it put like, you know, most people don't know like the stats for. I mean, they do, but not like the big stats for basketball or football. But like you know them for baseball.
Right. Like 762 is Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
Or back then,
or you know,
was
I mean, you know, Pete Rose is 42.
Yeah, he's got the most.
Yeah, most hits ever.
Yeah.
And that's why it kind of surprised me because I just know how baseball is.
There's definitely people that are going to be upset about this,
of course,
but it really doesn't matter.
Well, they might be upset for this for other reasons, which are not okay.
Yeah,
but it's just. I mean, I think it's cool. It's a nice gesture.
Yeah,
but it caught me by surprise.
I think what has to be clear though is you know, when you say that he's the, you know, all-time leading hitter or whatever, like you have to say that he played in the Negro Leagues or he played in the National League or the American League. You know?
Because Ty Cobb still has the best batting average of all time
in Major League Baseball. Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Gotcha.
So I think that has to still be, you know, accounted for when talking about these records or whatever.
So since, do we know is Josh Gibson in the Baseball Hall of Fame?
That's a great question that I don't know.
Because my question is since they are now putting the records towards the MLB, does that mean Josh Gibson, if he's not already in...
He is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Because if that wasn't the case and Josh Gibson got in like next year, you know, Barry Bonds is like...
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. But no, okay, then that's cool then.
Yeah. Speaking of Barry Bonds and his former San Francisco Giants,
they don't stink right now.
They don't stink.
They do
10-3 in the last 13 games. That includes a loss yesterday, so they did win 10 out of 12. They've won, I believe that makes it 4 straight series now. Yeah. They just took 2 out of 3 from the league best Phillies, and the Yankees, who are second in Major League Baseball, number 1 in the American League, are coming to town for 3 games this weekend, starting tomorrow. Giants are now 29-28 on the season, hold the second wild card spot in the National League. Of course, there's 105 games left, so
A lot of games.
can't
left.
really be talking about playoff spots yet. But I think it is nice to know that we're in this position, given how uneven they had been playing for most of the year.
Yeah.
But they've certainly turned things around. Nice to get a little jolt from some of the young guys since we've been dealing with some injuries.
Yeah.
Luis Matos, NL Player of the Week a couple weeks ago, since he's replaced Jung-Hoo Lee.
I want to say, I think I heard that he's the first player of the week that plays for the Giants since like 2019.
It's been it had been
I
a
think
while.
since like Brandon Belt
Yeah,
did it in 2019 or something like that.
yeah, it had been quite a while. So nice to see that for sure. Even like Elliot Ramos and Marco Luciano's had his struggles on defense, but he's hit the ball pretty well in his time.
Yeah.
Do you have a Giant of the month?
I don't want to pick Lamont Wade again.
Did you pick him the first one?
I think I did. And he got hurt. He's going to be out for about a month. That sucks because
really
he's
does.
playing like one of the best players in baseball right now.
Yeah. I mean, he's been an on-base machine.
If I'm picking one, I'm going to go Matt Chapman.
That's a good pick. I think he would.
That-
If
that-
not Lamont, he would be my guy.
That play that he made to end the game, who was that against? That was against
The Mets.
the Mets.
Yeah.
Incredible. Those are the kind of plays that you see as a fan. You're like, that's why we got him.
Exactly.
That's why Farhan
Exactly.
went out and got that guy.
Yeah. And in that series in Pittsburgh, he hit a home run in all 3 games.
Yeah.
He was huge.
So I'm going to go, as a two-way player, I'm going to go Matt Chapman.
I think that's a great call. I think Lamont would be my guy. His on-base percentage for the month of May was almost 500, which is fucking ridiculous. It is really unfortunate that he's going to be out for a while because he had been just a huge part of the top of that lineup. But also, Logan Webb had a great month on the mound once again. It would be nice for him to get some wins to show for it. But
Did you see what so not tomorrow's bobblehead because that's going to be Willie Mays one. There's going to be another one sometime this weekend. It's a Lamont Wade 100 splash hit one.
oh no, I didn't see that. That's cool.
And what's cool about it is you can put water in it and you press it down. It sprays water like they do for the home runs.
That's pretty dope.
Isn't that pretty cool?
That's
That's
cool.
really cool.
Does it have like the little 100 marker on it?
Yeah,
Oh,
it has like the bricks. Like it looks like the wall.
That's a nice one.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
If that comes into work sometime,
Oh, that's
I gotta
you
get
have
that
to.
because I'm not a bobblehead guy. At the very least, I'd probably give it to you.
Yeah.
But I'm not, because I could have gotten a lot of bobbleheads through work so far. But
Yeah.
like the one I've kind of looked for is like the E40 one.
Oh yeah.
That would be kind of cool to have. But like besides that, I don't really need bobbleheads.
Yeah.
People be like, "Do you want this?" And I'm like, "Nah, I'm okay."
Yeah.
Because you have a couple.
I used to collect them a little bit.
Yeah, and they're fun.
Yeah.
It's just like, where the hell am I gonna put them on?
Right.
You know,
You gotta have like a nice little like display for them or whatever.
or like a nice like office, like a desk at an office, like
Yeah.
a nice like job at an office. You have
Exactly.
a couple you
Exactly.
can play with.
Also, we got to talk about the last Giants road trip real quick because it might have been the craziest 6 games in baseball history.
Yeah.
The first game, Logan Webb pitched great, right? And they're leading 6-2 going into the 9th inning and found a way to lose 7-6.
Yeah.
Then the
And
next...
you jinxed it.
I know, right? And then...
Just you. You're the only one that
I
jinxed
did.
it.
I did. Literally the next 4 games, they trailed by multiple runs going into the 7th inning and won all 4 of them.
That's insane.
And then the last game of the road trip had a 3-1 lead going into the 9th inning and lost that game. It's pretty fucking unbelievable.
It's like the epitome of Giants torture baseball.
Oh, yeah. Like,
It's always been kind of the slogan, especially in the championship year.
absolute roller coaster ride
But
of a road trip. I mean, the funny thing, too, is to look back and just, like, take all the context out of it and say we had a 4-2 road trip and be like, nice.
no,
but if you watched it all,
Yeah.
you were like, what the fuck did I just
Yeah.
watch?
it could have easily been something else.
Yeah.
So shout out to the Giants. Keep it up.
Yeah, they're finally hitting, which I think was the only thing really holding them up because the pitching staff had been honestly pretty solid.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like the Mavs are just about wrapping this thing up. 5 seconds left, up 21. Any 21-point plays in basketball, you think?
This one? No.
Nope, brick.
Luka Garza's out there though.
Hey!
Hey, the
Go Hawkeyes.
or what did Sal say? He looks like Kelsey Plum.
That's weird to think because they don't look. They look like they could be related.
They do.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But she is very attractive, and he's not. I'm not just saying that because I'm a guy.
It's just no.
All right, real quick, let's recap a little bit of Stanley Cup Playoffs. We're now in the conference finals. Let's see if there's a game on right now.
I think there is.
I know the Panthers and Rangers game 5 is today. It might just be wrapping up. Let's do a quick research. Panthers won 3-2.
Okay.
So they now have a 3-2 series lead. The other series is tied 2-2. A lot of just crazy close games in these playoffs.
I've been watching a couple of the conference final games, not a ton.
Yeah. So I saw ESPN bring up a stat 2 nights ago, and it said that 88% of the games in these playoffs had either been decided by 1 goal or 2, with that second goal being an empty netter. So basically all 1-goal games, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And that's awesome for the playoffs. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh my God,
you want close games, you want excitement, and they're delivering. Yeah, we got a plethora of beer samples.
Okay.
What is that size one?
This one?
The other one you used, yeah.
This one?
Is it a Kolsch?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people are trying to sell me on Kolsch's at work. They're not really my favorite style of beer.
Tangerine Tornado?
That one's actually, for being a kind of fruity beer, it's actually really good. Evil Cousins knock you out.
I mean, no.
I think I want to try one of these Kolsch's.
Okay, I was thinking about what's this tangerine one? Let's see.
Give it a shot. What's the percent on that one?
9.0.
Oh, that one, yeah, that one will fuck you up.
What's the Evil Cousin?
I think it's just their standard IPA. It's like
It's a
7.
double. It's an 8.
Oh, it is a double, yeah.
So now you got me scared. Honestly.
That one's a Kolsch too. Actually, I think I want to try this.
I don't really fuck with cold.
That's what, yeah.
Can I try that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, taste it.
I just want to see, because now I'll go Evil Cousin. I get the first sip?
Yeah.
Oh, ask Devin about me drinking her first sips. She doesn't like it.
Tainted?
I'm gonna go Evil Cousin.
Yeah.
Put me on my ass, maybe we'll see.
Super Bloom Kolsch from,
Okay.
is this Morgan territory? Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, hockey. You don't like it.
Yeah, I don't love it. I just, like, Kolsch's have a funky aftertaste. Can you not get that over?
I got it. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, so the previous 3 games in the Rangers-Panthers series had all been decided in overtime. We had another 1-goal game today. Rangers have been a part of a lot of overtime games. They're now 4-1 in OT after losing that one on Tuesday.
Do you remember who we guessed for the Stanley Cup? I think we both had the Oilers winning.
I had the Oilers playing Toronto, I remember.
I think I had them playing the Knights again.
No,
Or I think
that wouldn't be possible.
Oh, no.
Did you go Carolina, maybe? I know we didn't really write it down. I feel like you said
I
Carolina.
might have said Carolina.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the Oilers,
Oilers look good right now.
I mean, you like to talk shit about Connor McDavid all of a sudden. Do you want to keep it quiet, or do you want to voice it out now? People can hear you now.
It was all fun, you know?
It was hilarious. It really was. It was great. It was great.
It's funny to talk about it too, because like he hasn't been scoring a ton of goals in the playoffs, but he's got an insane amount of assists. He had 3 assists yesterday in their win. He's got 24 in 16 games this postseason, which is outrageous. So he's been doing it in other ways. He just hasn't been scoring goals.
Yeah, it's tough because I want the Oilers to move on because I want my pick to be right.
Yeah.
But the Stars, you want Pavelski.
Yeah, exactly.
I
mean, Pavelski's 39 years old, and while he had another good season, he's struggling this postseason. You kind of start to wonder how much he's got left in the tank, you know.
And I mean, isn't it funny that the Rangers won the World Series last year?
Yeah.
Mavericks are going to the finals. Stars are in the conference finals. Could go to the finals.
Yeah.
Can the fucking Cowboys figure it out? They're literally like they used to be the top dog. The Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like the little brother. They're like they're not even the brother. They're the cousin. They're like
They're the most popular team.
They're like the ugly stepchild.
Yeah, that just doesn't win anything.
So that's just my TED talk.
That's my TED talk.
Can I say something about? I love this right here. I love trophy ceremonies.
Do
you like trophy ceremonies?
Yeah.
Except with,
I mean, I don't.
Okay, I like them unless it's against my team.
Well, yeah.
Besides that,
Yeah.
I think trophy ceremonies, like, I remember a few years ago, I think it was after the Lakers won. We were watching at Dover, and I think it was Dylan or so. Like maybe you or Dylan wanted to turn it off, and I was like, "I don't watch a fucking trophy ceremony. What are you talking about?" It's like one of the best parts of a series win is seeing this.
I mean, when it's your team, it's cool because like it's finally like it's all come.
Well, yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
come to fruition. You know, we've completed the task. Like in fucking cubes.
You got to give it to Mark Cuban. He bought this franchise, early 2000s when
Yeah.
they weren't
For
anything.
pennies, yeah.
And now they're having the third finals appearance since he's owned the team.
And he just sold 49% for like $3 billion, and he's still the head honcho.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking pretty badass.
It's a boss
A
move.
total boss move.
But we'll get to more basketball in
Yeah.
a second. You can continue on with the.
Yeah, no, I
NHL
think
playoffs.
it's Dallas's time. They need to do it this year. But I do agree. Like on the Oilers side, you kind of feel like it's McDavid's. Like he needs to show something.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Um,
He needs to. I mean, you could probably already argue he's already a Hall of Famer already.
yeah, I
He
mean,
hasn't played
he's on
very.
that.
He hasn't played very long.
Yeah,
Right?
he's on that pace. I mean, this is probably like his 8th or 9th year in the league. So
But what would really cement it,
yeah,
it would be a Stanley Cup win.
yeah,
But I want to see Pavelski
yeah.
hoist that trophy.
I know, so bad. Like, I even was looking it up the other day, and like, since he took his game to another level with the Sharks, he's been like one of the probably 15 best players over the last like 10 years.
Really?
Which, you know, there's a lot of guys that are better than you, but like, no one talks about Joe Pavelski.
Top 15 in the
Yeah,
league?
yeah, for
It's
that
not bad.
stretch of time.
No, it's
That's
not
great,
bad at
yeah.
all. We'd be lucky to still have him.
Oh,
But I'm glad that he's not wasting his time.
100%.
San Jose.
100%.
Nice that he's going somewhere
Yeah.
and doing things.
But knowing the type of leader and player he is, I think if they would have kept him and, you know, not Evander Kane or Erik Karlsson,
Yeah.
things might not have gone sideways for the Sharks like they did.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, we're in rebuild mode. But yeah, I mean, all these series have been actually really close in the NHL, and they always are. It's just it's the way the sport's built. They do have that advantage over the NBA.
And we're going to try to watch a Stanley Cup final game with me, you, and Garrett.
Yeah, we should do it.
Maybe a couple.
See if we can make it happen.
Because I know he's probably rooting for. I can't imagine he's rooting for New York. Because he's just not that kind of guy.
But he also hates on Florida being
That's a great point.
hockey state.
But if I had to take a guess, I'd say he's pulling for the Panthers a little bit. But he does talk shit about Florida teams.
Yeah,
And then he's rooting for Dallas because of Joe.
for sure.
100%. And I think we already know that he wants Dallas to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like we all kind of
yeah. That would be the team I'm pulling for, and then, well, obviously because Pavelski, but I would not be upset to see McDavid get a shot at it.
No, not at all. NBA playoffs. Boston Celtics are once again Eastern Conference champions. Swept the Pacers. I will give you your kudos on that. I was really fucking close to getting in 5, but it didn't happen. Their average margin of victory, the Celtics in that series, was damn near 7 points a game.
Yeah, they were all close.
And that's kind of been their MO all playoffs.
Yeah, they've been making it tough on themselves.
They've been coasting. They've been coasting. Tyrese Halliburton missed the last 2 games after injuring his hamstring. It's not ideal for the Pacers.
Yeah.
But it's still.
It was funny though because after that they played some 2 really tough games.
It was a really close 4-game series.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Exactly.
Because I mean, the game 1 for the Pacers is the one that you probably would have lost in 5. That's the one you feel like you.
But if you saw the last 2 minutes of the game, you'd be like, "How the fuck did they lose it?"
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Jaylen Brown, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, which is named after
Larry Bird, yeah.
Gotta love that correlation. 29, almost 30 points a game, 50% field goal percentage. Jason Tatum also had 30, 10, and 6 in this series, so you kind of, you
Could have gone either way.
Could have given either way.
I think Brown's shooting numbers were more efficient, but still.
And he did hit the big shot in game 1 to send it to overtime, essentially.
Right. Yeah. And I think he led the team in scoring in the closeout game as well.
So the Celtics, going back to the finals, I told you earlier, if it's not now, when?
Right.
I mean, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're thinking. Like, we have to do this.
I mean, their 2 stars are in their prime.
They have home court.
Yeah. They were the dominant team all season. They won 64 or 5 games, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They have so much playoff experience. I mean, they've been to how many?
6 out of the last 8 conference finals.
Right. Yeah. And this is two finals in 3 seasons. It's time. I mean, they were, I believe, at the start of the series against the Warriors a couple years ago, they were favored. So you got to think they are now, and they're.
Yeah.
I think they're a better team now than they were back then too.
Yeah, I think they're favored and they should be.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I actually don't know if it matters if Porzingis comes back or not. I still think I like Boston, but he could add just another element on offense and defense for that matter for a really good team already.
Dallas Mavericks, they're officially headed to the finals.
Yep.
Congrats to them. Their third appearance in their franchise's history. They have the one title, of course, against the Big Three Miami Heat team in 2011.
Be the first time they're not playing the Heat in the finals.
That's a good point. It is, yeah.
I mean, it's only 3 times, but
well, I mean, 06,
still
yeah,
kinda random.
yeah. 06 when they lost to D Wade and Shaq and Alonzo and White Chocolate and Gary Payton.
Mm-hmm.
That team.
Team was random as hell. I had so many old guys.
Really weird.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Jason Kidd because when right after he retired, he pretty much came into coaching immediately, and I think even I thought this seems a little too soon.
It was weird.
Didn't seem like it was deserved.
Yeah.
And he's kind of gone. He went from the Nets to the Bucks, and then he might have went somewhere else in between.
I forgot about the Bucks.
And I don't know if he went somewhere else before he went to the Mavs.
I don't think so. I think it was Bucks then Mavs. Yeah.
But you got to give it to him. I mean, I think that was a second conference final appearance, and this now is going to be his first. He's going to be a finals head coach.
Yeah.
Not a finals winning, but he'll be a coach that's coached in the finals. And I think that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
For being how great of a player he was to now having the success he seems to have now, I think it's kind of rare to see that.
I was trying
to be such a good player and a Hall of Famer like in top 75 like he is.
Yeah.
And to be a really good head coach. Because Steve Kerr played, but he wasn't as good as Jason Kidd.
Not even close. I'm trying to think of was there a really good player that was also a really good coach?
Because Phil Jackson played, but he wasn't
a really good player. Yeah.
I'm sure there's somebody that we could be totally blank. Like I think Pat Riley played, but he wasn't a really good.
Exactly. I can't really think of one, to be honest.
But what's funny about those guys that we all named is they were all, kind of, role guys.
Right. Which I think...
But they were really, really good. Because all three of those coaches I just named are obviously better than Jason Kidd.
Right.
They are.
I think sometimes being a role guy and watching the game from the bench could be, helpful to becoming a head coach because you're kind of seeing the game from a different lens. Having the ball in your hands all the time doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be, you really can see everything that's going on.
Yeah. So it's it's cool.
Yeah. Bay Area guy too.
Yeah, went to Berkeley. I think isn't he from the Bay Area?
Yeah, I believe so. Luka, huge series coming into today. He was averaging 31, 9 and 9. I think he had another. He had 22 points with halfway through the second quarter today. So he definitely had another big game.
Sorry, you
go ahead.
Larry Bird did coach.
Oh, that's right.
The Pacers to a finals.
I forgot about that.
Obviously, Larry Bird was a better player.
That would be the one. Yeah.
Yeah, because he said Magic Johnson coached wasn't very long.
Yeah.
Apparently Isaiah Thomas did, but he wasn't very good. I mean, Kevin McHale's kind of...
Oh, yeah.
He was decent with the Rockets.
But never went super far.
No.
Yeah.
So I'd say... Bill Russell did too. I don't know if he ever won a championship with the Celtics.
Ooh. Was he player coach? Or just coach after the fact?
That's a really good question.
Because their coach was a Red Auerbach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to... I'm not going to...
Probably not going to find that out too quick.
But Bill Russell did coach, and, it wouldn't shock me. No, because I don't think because I think after his era when they won 11 championships, I don't think they won again until Larry Bird.
Yeah.
And then I don't think he wasn't the coach for those teams.
No.
Because then after Larry Bird, they didn't win again until 08.
Right.
So I don't think he was the coach for those teams.
Yeah.
So Jason Kidd is kind of in some rarefied air.
Right.
It's him and it's Larry Bird.
I totally forgot Larry Bird was the coach of that Pacers team.
Yeah. The one that lost to the Lakers. I think
right.
was it the first or 99?
Or
2000? 2000, yeah.
So, final game of this series was a blowout after 4 honestly, really good games. That was kind of the reason I think a lot of people didn't think the series was totally over. I would even say just after game 2. But even after the the Timberwolves were able to squeak one out the other night. Because the Mavs had to earn every single one of those first 3 victories. It wasn't a cakewalk by any means. I don't know. Are you surprised by this? I didn't see this coming. I thought
No.
I thought the Wolves on paper were the better team.
I mean, we could probably go back from when the playoffs started. I don't even think I paid respect to the Mavericks until the very end
Right.
of our top 6.
Right?
I shouldn't see it.
Yeah.
I didn't think Luka would make it to the finals until later on in his career because we kind of always, or you've made more of a
Yeah.
joke that he was like the white James Harden.
I just felt like his play style just wasn't. I don't know. But he showed out. He did his thing.
And you could say maybe the Wolves are a young team. They kind of hit a wall, and none of them, maybe except for Mike Conley, are used to going this deep.
Yeah.
Maybe Rudy Gobert. 'Cause I don't know if the
The
Jazz
Jazz never went to the conference finals though.
Actually, I don't even know if the Grizzlies did either. Did they?
When Mike Conley was there.
Yeah. Probably
Maybe when he was really young, because they did go to 1, but I
maybe
don't.
second round at least.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Mavericks, but I think the lack of experience and especially Anthony Edwards not being used to playing basketball
Yeah.
for this long and this deep in his life, most likely,
Right.
had something to do with it. 'Cause you could tell in the first couple of games he was gassed.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing about this whole situation too is like, I think in hindsight, Luka was by far the best player in the series. I think we probably were giving a little more credit to Anthony Edwards than he deserved because of how good he was for just a short stretch of games, and how electric he is on the floor.
Yeah. And also,
Yeah. Also, like, I think we kind of forgot how good Kyrie Irving is still.
I'm really glad you said that because I think right now, and I think even at the time, it's a travesty that he's not top 75. He is one of the top 75 NBA players of all time.
I would say so.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to take anything away from anybody else who's on that list, but you name me 75 other guys that are better than Kyrie Irving.
Right. No, he's a baller. He's
going to Hall of Fame now.
Yeah.
If he wasn't already before.
Oh,
I think this is his 4th finals appearance?
Yeah. He was going
because he went 15, 16, 17. I don't think he was on that 18 team with the Cavs.
No, that was the one that he left, yeah.
So, I mean, and I want to also give him a shout out to Kyrie because after the Cavs, we went Boston, he went Nets, and then that was it, right?
Yeah.
Boston Nets. It was just kind of like he was almost a diva.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he seems to have switched it around. I don't know. He must like how it is here in Dallas and the coaching staff and how things are run.
Well, I think he started not talking. He just kind of shut up and played basketball.
And it's
you know?
it's done wonders for him. I mean, you almost forget like what happened with the whole like Jewish thing.
Right.
What, last year or 8 months ago?
Yeah,
or whatever that was.
He was still in Brooklyn then, wasn't he?
He might have been.
I think he was. I think it's longer ago now than we realized.
He turned from like, public enemy number 1 in the NBA to America's sweetheart.
I know.
And for him only.
36 tonight.
Yeah.
Hell of a game.
Not for him only, but I'm rooting for the Mavericks in the series. I don't think they'll win. I'm rooting for them in the series because of Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
I would love to see him get a second ring on a different team. And also I think it would show for him that it would kind of, prove to himself that I could kind of do it without LeBron James.
Right.
And Kyrie's got to be one of the best Robins
Oh yeah.
ever at this
Oh,
point.
for sure.
I
yeah.
mean, he's.
I mean,
okay, well, he's maybe not. I mean, yeah, he's up there. I think with Robbins. I'm not going to say I don't know anything off the top of my head. I'm not going to say like top 5. But I think he's a really, really, really good leader and a really good number 2.
I think he's an amazing number 2. I think we've seen though, it doesn't really work with him being the main guy, which is fine. But now that he's fully accepted, you know what, that didn't work, and I'm here to play my role with Dallas and be the best player and teammate I can be, and it's worked out amazingly for him so far.
Yeah.
Especially, and it was weird too because last year they didn't even make the play-in, and you're like, are they going to move on from him? Because we're really sure if Luka and him were a good match, and now they're clicking, and they've been amazing for the last 3 months of this season.
It's great. It's awesome.
I mean, I think they finished the regular season on a 22-5 run or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't expecting it.
no, not at all.
I think I did say Wolves in 7, so I thought they'd give him a fight.
Right.
What did you say?
I said Wolves in 6. Yeah.
I thought they'd give him a fight, but I didn't think it'd be a gentleman's sweep. And I mean, you give it to the Wolves. Game 4, they showed up.
Yeah, but the Mavs still made him earn it. But yeah, congrats to them. I still like Boston a lot in this series, but I'm excited to see what Luka can do in the finals.
Yeah.
See what kind of player he is against a really good defensive team.
Because as we know, performances in the finals can make and break what people think about you.
Oh, for sure.
It's
not totally fair.
Because
totally
it's
true.
not just enough to go there, but like if you go there and say he puts up a stinker, they're gonna be like, oh,
Is he clutch or not?
is he clutch or not? You know.
Does he have what it takes?
And I feel like in that series against the Celtics, he should just. I mean, if he feels like he can't really do it, give it to Kyrie. We know Kyrie has that clutch gene and can play in the finals.
Well, that's one thing that's been great about this run for them is that Luka I think he's really starting to figure it out that he doesn't have to score 45 a night for them to win. I mean, sure he could if it really came down to it, like his teammates just weren't making shots.
Yeah.
But they're a much better off team when him and Kyrie are taking turns and they're getting the other players involved. It can't just be the Luka show.
No,
it hasn't worked up to this point. Obviously.
Exactly. Yeah. And if not for Kyrie Irving, they would not be here right now.
No, for sure.
I don't think.
Well, and that's kind of to the same point. It's like they can give each other breathers, and the fact that they have two guys that they can trust to have the ball in their hands on every single possession, and make a play, whether it's scoring or finding a teammate. It's a luxury in this era of basketball.
I'm not going to be Stan Van Gundy or is Stan on TNT?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be Stan Van Gundy and say they're the best backcourt of all time. I think that is.
It's a unique backcourt, though.
That's such recency bias. Like all of a sudden, Steph Curry and Klay Thompson aren't.
Those two were a perfect fit for each other. These guys are.
They might be more talented as a backcourt, but they're not. You can't say they're a better backcourt. They
haven't won anything yet. Let's be real.
No.
A conference.
Like if they win against the Celtics, which they won't be favored in. Then you can
start the argument.
There, exactly. I think the finals appearance helps, and we'll see if they can kind of string this around, or is this kind of a one-off?
Yeah.
But it's just I think that was not a good take.
No.
In my opinion, I think
that's premature.
Prisoner of the moment take.
Yeah, very premature. Let's check in on our predictions up to this point.
And let me tell you, for no reason, I was just like. I wanted that get Celtics in 5 so bad, and I don't even know how close we are in the standings. Like, how bad did you need that +2?
It's the difference right now.
Is it?
Yep, because I got 12 points, you got 11, and I got 2 on that. You got just the 1.
Okay.
Yeah, we both obviously whiffed on Minnesota.
So I have to. Can you guess first, so you can't?
I was gonna give you the option to either let me go first, or you can go first and pick whatever one you want.
Well, should we also have a rule that we can't copy each other?
That's fine.
No. Well,
I'll go first.
You go first.
Yeah. I'm gonna take.
How about from here on out? Sorry, I keep.
No, you're fine.
How about from here on out? If we keep doing this, the person who has the lead
Has to go first.
and if it's tied, you can flip a coin.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Just for fair.
For future years, yeah.
So I can kind of
Yeah, we never really hashed this out until this point, but I agree with that.
Okay.
Okay. I am gonna take the Celtics in 5. I know, I want to give Dallas 2 games because I know how talented, that backcourt is, but I just feel like the athleticism of Boston is gonna be overwhelming for them. And if they do get Porzingis back, that's just another. He doesn't even have to play that many minutes. He could just be a 20-minute-a-night guy, and he could still really affect the game.
So, is there any way I could beat you, or can we only tie? I could pick. So I'm kind of forced. So if I pick Celtics in 6,
we would still only tie if you nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I definitely have the upper hand at this point.
So I kind of need to.
Or you could go Dallas in any number of games and beat me, or tie me, I guess.
But if I pick Dallas and I go in 7,
and they win in 7, you would win.
I would win.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I have to. I have to go for it. Because even if I copy you and we both get it right, you still beat me.
Right. So there would be no point in copying me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Mavericks in 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. I don't believe that at all, but I'm trying to win.
Yeah.
If I had to take a non-biased guess, I'd go Celtics in 6.
Celtics 6. Yeah. I almost went there.
Because if I pick Celtics in 6, I can't.
You couldn't jump me.
I couldn't jump you.
We would just tie.
But if I pick Mavs,
I would almost be willing to give you like a bonus point if you wanted to take Celtics in 6. Like an extra bonus point.
it's okay.
Yeah.
No, don't give me that.
Just to give a more realistic take. But we know that's what you think is going to happen.
Yes, I think Celtics in 6, but for the sake of what we're doing,
Yeah.
I'll go Mavs in 7.
Fair.
I think Luka gonna win in Boston.
Oh fuck. Well, this thing's shit up.
Did it?
Yeah.
Where were we at?
I don't know. All right, we got cut off. I don't know where we got cut off, but just to let you guys know what our finals predictions are. I'm taking the Celtics in 5. Gabe's taking the Mavs in 7. Although you do believe it's going to be Boston in 6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but for the sake of our competition,
Yep.
I'm trying to win. I'm gonna go Mavs in 7.
Yeah. Who's your finals MVP prediction?
Like for the sake, like for my.
Just
my,
no.
Oh, okay.
Just who do you think's? I guess pick one for each team. Like if,
Okay, for each team, I'll go Jason Tatum for Sal, and then I'll go. Give me Luka.
Yeah, I think those are pretty safe bets. I wouldn't be shocked if Tatum doesn't have a great series and Jaylen Brown does, kind of similarly to what we just saw.
It's either going to be between 4 guys.
Yeah.
It's going to be Tatum, Brown,
Or
Kyrie, or Luka.
Yeah.
Pretty much about it.
Yeah.
So.
Because there's no if Tatum and Brown weren't so good, I would say Derek White could be a sneaky role player pick.
Maybe.
But the thing is, he's more likely to have a couple big games than a full series, leading the team in scoring or something like that.
I think he'd be the third on totem pole. I
feel like there's no shot Porzingis wins it, even if he.
I was just gonna say I think Porzingis, dark horse.
It's gonna be a real dark. I think.
Do you think he can win it more than
I like
Al Horford can win it? Al Horford's not
yes.
winning. Really? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Al Horford's not winning Finals MVP.
No. I mean, he'd have to hit 8 threes a game.
He'd have to have every game like the game 1 against the Warriors.
Exactly. Al Horford MVP. That would be funny.
That'd be hilarious. Last thing I want to say, and I think it's kind of been swept under the rug, at least for us. This is going to be the last episode of Inside the NBA.
So, is TNT done this year or next year?
I thought it was done.
I thought they're.
Is there a whole nother? Yeah, I can sound like a huge idiot right now. Is it? They're going next year too?
You could be right. TNT.
So I'm not going to go on unless we figure this out. Real quick. I don't want to do this whole thing for them.
TNT basketball.
Inside the NBA.
Yeah, let's just.
You thought it was going to be next year.
I think I read that the new broadcast contract starts next or after next season.
Well, I hope that's the case. That'd be nice.
Right.
I really hope you're right. Because they made a big deal out of it.
I know.
I guess I thought it was going to be after, because obviously they don't do the finals. TNT. Right. It's always ABC.
Let's just read this article real quick.
So I just assumed everyone was talking about it. So I was like, oh, it's just going to be after this series is done.
Right. I hate these subscription fucking websites.
Let's see here.
Okay, this says fans are furious about losing the inside the NBA, but many agree there's an obvious silver lining. So, TNT's Inside the NBA will reportedly be canceled as the network's parent company is close to losing the broadcast rights to the sports league after the 24-25 season.
Oh, okay. Now
But I don't know if that means they're going to cancel it even before. I don't know.
It says right here.
For context, the series should the series receive the axe, it would end after the 24-25 season.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're getting ready for it.
So inside We'll see
One
you
more year.
We'll see you next year.
One more year.
My apologies.
You're good. Because someone told me that
I was completely under the influence or under the impression that
you are under the influence.
I am under the influence. Yes.
No.
Under the impression that they were done.
No, I heard someone say that the other day, and so I looked it up, and I just saw that TNT still had basketball the next year. So
Well,
I assumed that meant that inside the NBA was still going on.
Oh, I apologize.
Yeah, no, you're good. You got an X factor for either team in the finals, outside of the superstars?
Give me so like an X factor. Give me the definition of what you think an X factor is.
Someone that their performance will have a huge impact, like whether it's good or bad, will have a huge impact on the outcome of the series.
Okay. Celtics by Derek White.
I like that one.
Well, yeah, either him or I'm blanking on his name. He played for the Bucks too. Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. I kind of forgot about Drew Holiday. He's good fucking. He's a good fifth best player on the team.
Yeah.
Like amazing fifth best player.
X factor though, because I think Drew Holiday will be solid. I think it'll be Derek White.
Yeah.
And then for the Mavericks, I'll pick their center that they have.
Oh, Lively.
Yeah, Lively.
He's a good player. I feel like PJ Washington because he can actually kind of score.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't do it that consistently.
Or is Derek Lively hurt? Or is
he came back today?
He came back.
He
today.
did miss the last game though.
Yeah, I'll pick Lively as my X factor.
Yeah, he's a good. He fits that roster really well.
Yeah.
Good lob catcher. Him and Gafford are a good tandem actually, at the center spot. Yeah. I don't like, especially if Porzingis comes back. I think that they're gonna have their hands full inside. They're not just gonna be throwing lobs left and right, like they have all postseason long.
I'm looking forward to it. It's always nice, especially for me being a Warrior hater.
Mm-hmm.
Just not having to worry about really the championship.
Having some fresh faces in the finals too.
Just watch it. You know,
Yeah.
I just watch, and I'm pulling for Dallas. I think Boston's gonna win.
Yeah.
But it'd just be whoever wins wins. Boston's been a long time. I know they have a ton of championships already, but it's always fun to root for the underdog.
Yeah.
Like for the Mavericks.
I'm really excited to see what Luka can do. I'm excited to see if Jason Tatum, grows up a little bit and has a big finals or not.
Yeah.
Because they looked really young and overmatched from an experience standpoint when they did play the Warriors a couple years ago. So they got obviously a big opportunity to rebound from that.
You gotta love the NBA final schedule. June 6th, June 9th, June 12th,
Yeah.
June 14th, 17th, 20th, and 25th.
They really want to drag that shit out. We're 7 days away from the start of the series, too. 1 week to the day.
So does that mean we're gonna do a podcast day of the finals?
We could.
Daring?
We can pull it out. Yeah. I'm down.
I'll see what I can do it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Are we ready? Time for
Is it that time?
last call?
You wanna hit it?
That was easy.
It is. No, don't do it. How about the Mavericks?
Not all Dallas teams are one, okay?
What do you got?
So the Sharkies signed Will Smith, 2023 first-round draft pick, to his first entry-level contract.
Love that.
So he's going to be a professional next season.
The rebuild starts
now. So it would be they're not guaranteeing him a spot on the Sharks roster next season, but it would be really cool to see him and Celebrini, be in teal next year at some point at least.
Yeah.
Be the future of the franchise. Go ahead.
I thought we'd go back and forth.
Yeah, go for it.
Stewart Haas Racing is closing operations at the end of the 2024 season. It was founded in 2002, and I
I
can't.
didn't know it's been that long.
Yeah, I can't say it's something I know a lot about, but I just feel like since I've known about NASCAR, I've always heard the term Stewart Haas.
Yeah, I mean they've won at least 2 championships, if not 3, as a group.
Yeah.
All of those came after Tony Stewart joined.
Yeah.
Which happened, I think, like 2008 or 9, something like that.
I thought when I looked at it, it said 2002 founded. Do you think?
Well, that might have been when Gene Haas started the company or the
okay.
team. Yeah.
So it probably wasn't called Stewart Haas then.
It probably wasn't. No.
Okay.
And Stewart Haas actually has a new motor. No, I take that back. But they do have obviously the F1 team, Haas Racing.
Yeah.
which I'm only assuming that means they're going to focus more of their energy
Okay.
and funds to that.
That would make sense.
But it's not a good team, so it's a little odd to see, and especially being a team that has won championships and is still, even though they don't have a star driver right now, they've still been competitive in NASCAR. It's kind of surprising to see, and it happened so fast. I mean, Kevin Harvick's got a new podcast, and he just talked about how crazy it came together, or like fell apart, rather. But it's kind of a bummer. They were definitely a staple in the NASCAR.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, I feel like I should mention this.
Yeah.
Because we're not a NASCAR podcast, but we like to mention NASCAR on the podcast.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, I guess that will bring me to the fact that we had the greatest day in racing on Sunday. Well, as they call it on the calendar. Greatest day on the racing calendar.
Okay, see, I thought you said this yourself.
No.
But I can see why this could be the greatest day in racing.
I mean, it's we got Monaco, of course, and F1, all on the same Sunday. Monaco, the Indy 500. Yeah, Indy 500, and then the Coke 600, which is the longest race and one of the more prestigious ones in the NASCAR.
And you just happened to mention that, your boy.
Oh, yeah, my boy won.
Yeah.
Christopher Bell,
Yeah,
back in the win column, baby.
It's about time you got a W.
The comeback starts now.
The 4-Pete is still in play.
Yes. Well, fuck you, but yeah, it is. Charles Leclerc won the Monaco Grand Prix.
It wasn't Max Verstappen.
Yep, was not Max. First time winning on his home course, which is cool for him.
Great.
Joseph Newgarden went back-to-back at the Indy 500. Made a nice last lap pass. That was actually a really entertaining race.
Okay.
And then, of course, Christopher Bell won the rain-shortened Coca-Cola 600. Your boy Kyle Larson, he tried to do the double, which is racing in the Indy 500 and the Coke 600 in the same day, because it is possible. But rain, unfortunately, delayed the Indy 500 by like 4 hours. So that really screwed things up because it's a big timing thing. There's only been one or two drivers that have actually finished both races.
Wow.
Or start to finish both races.
And was he thought he could do that?
I mean, it's doable. It just he got screwed by rain.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when he got back to Charlotte for the NASCAR race, it started raining there, and they never restarted the race after that. So.
Well, not only did it screw him, but it screwed me because it cost me points.
Yeah. Well, you had no chance of getting them.
Do we know what he finished in Indy, by the way?
He did finish 18th. He was actually running in the top 10 like all race.
Wow. So
he was competitive.
That's cool.
He committed a speeding penalty on pit lane, unfortunately.
Throw him in an F1 car, see what happens.
Well, there's this little debate going on like social media podcasts or racing podcasts about if you put them in the same car, would Kyle Larson beat Max Verstappen?
Did Dylan send you that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent me it.
I saw it before he sent me that,
Okay.
but yeah.
And then of course Dylan. I mean, I would say Max Verstappen's a better driver.
Yeah.
of a
Well, I mean,
car.
if you watch the video, I think the guys are right. Like, if you put them both in the F1 car, obviously right now Max Verstappen's going to beat him.
Yeah.
Even if you gave him some time to
Yeah.
train, I still think Max would beat him.
But do you think Max could beat him in a NASCAR?
In any other car, like, I think it's pretty fair game. I think it'd be close. I think Max could handle an IndyCar no problem. And NASCAR's a different animal.
Yeah.
They're just chunkier cars.
And do you think, let's say they do it on the super speedway, do you think, obviously Kyle Larson knows how to do that more than Max Verstappen? Do you think it'd be,
Yeah.
you think even though it seems like it's simple, it'd be a tough learning curve for Max Verstappen?
I think it'd be a tough learning curve no matter what track you put him on for NASCAR, just because it's a different braking style and the gears are different. You actually have to shift the car instead of just tapping a button.
To me, it kind of reminds me of when McGregor fought
in boxing.
Mayweather in boxing.
Yeah.
And obviously Mayweather beat him.
Yeah.
But if you throw Mayweather in the octagon,
It's not gonna go well.
No.
Yeah.
I think if you gave both guys enough time to learn
They could both be good at
they
it.
both could be good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think if you throw Larson tomorrow against Verstappen in an F1 car, it's not even close.
No.
But I also think
Other way around.
other way around, it might be closer, but I don't think it would be a given that Verstappen could beat him.
Yeah.
Because I think you have to pay the respect to the car and what they're doing.
Right.
I don't think you can't just expect Max Verstappen, who's maybe, I would guess, never been in a NASCAR and driven
I'm
one.
sure he's never driven anything close to a stock car or for racing.
Yeah.
Purposes.
I don't think anybody. I mean, I think is Verstappen a better driver automatically because he drives the fastest car in the world? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm not much of a car guy. You're more.
I mean, they're obviously a much more technical style of driving, but I don't know. I think it's a fair question to ask.
You know what I want to ask Zach? I'm going to ask Zach this question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask him honestly. Like, I was like, listen, I will tell you. You put Kyle Larson in an F1 car against Max, and it's not going to be close.
Yeah.
But do you think it'd be the same thing if Verstappen went to a NASCAR? Because Max, because Zach, he's
not just going to favor F1 just because he's an F1 fan. Yeah.
I just think you would be putting NASCAR drivers down if you said, oh, Verstappen, you could put him in right now.
Yeah.
And he would beat everybody.
It's certainly a simpler, style of driving, but it's definitely different. It wouldn't be just a walk in the park for Max Verstappen to get in NASCAR. No. What else you got?
What else do I got? Did I mention this 2 weeks ago? Michael Malone, who I am not really a fan of.
I don't think so because they haven't lost yet.
Someone asked him a question after their loss against the Wolves, and he answered the question, but at the end of the answering the question, he said, "Stupid ass questions."
Yeah, dude.
And he's
cringy.
I don't like his attitude.
I don't think
he's a good coach, but
he's kind of a bad loser.
Yes, he's a poor sport.
Yeah,
he's a poor sport, and I just didn't like that at all. It's like, come on, dude.
I mean, to some degree, like people will argue, well, you gotta understand because they just came off a loss. Like, of course, he's not going to be in a good mood, but still, like, you got to be a little more professional with that, in my mind, especially being a head coach. It's like you guys got your asses kicked, in the series. You gotta, own up to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was kind of being a weenie, but he's kind of had that. He's kind of had that attitude a little bit less.
Yeah, it's like the entitled.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's like, yeah, you won the championship last year. I'm not taking that away from you.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, you don't win it this year, and you gotta act like a chode about it.
Exactly.
No thanks.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
cool.
not into that. So PSG, they won the Coupe de France, final game of the year, final game for Kylian Mbappe with PSG. And it sounds like he's going to make his announcement where he's going in next week. Obviously, it seems pretty set in stone. It's going to be Real Madrid, but who knows?
Do they even?
Plot twist.
Do they need him?
No, they don't. They're going to fucking win on Saturday.
If he comes out and he says, "I'm playing for the San Jose Earthquakes," I will drink a Four Loko on this podcast. Could you imagine?
You're drinking 12 Four Locos on your podcast.
I'll get my stomach pumped.
That'll be really funny, like in 10 years if he decides to come to MLS and he plays for the Quakes. There's just no way.
I'll be like, dude, I saw you like 12 years ago in France. Can you believe that?
What the fuck you doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here? The stadium's nicer, but what are you doing here?
Yeah. The stadium is nicer.
It is.
Smaller, but
It's
nicer.
smaller, but it's nicer.
Fucking Paris needs to up their shit.
They will. Emerson, your boy, Angel Hernandez.
He's gone.
Is gone.
See ya.
MLB umpire who has been known for not being good at his job, to some, is gone.
That's the thing about being an umpire and people knowing your name. That means you're not good. There's no way around
No,
it.
what about Joe West? Everyone knows Joe West.
But Joe West was also an ass, and
That's
everyone
true.
knew it.
The famous stare down.
Yeah.
Him and Baumgartner.
Yeah, dude.
It's like
epic.
a minute and a half.
Epic.
And then last but not least, Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever got their first win against Emerson's LA Sparks last week.
My LA Sparks. Never rooted for anything LA.
Cameron Brink, that's your girl.
I mean, yeah, I'll take her, but
That's a different conversation for a different time. But unfortunately for the Indiana Fever, that's been their only win. They played today, they lost, so they are now 1-8.
yeah.
Caitlin Clark's hurting, but
I saw she had a pretty good game though. She had like a 30-piece
yeah.
today. But yeah, it's been a tough go. I mean, I saw her shooting numbers are not stellar, but she'll figure it out.
She will.
It's
Right?
early. And people, like we talked about last time around, like she's the fresh face in the league, and everyone's talking about her. So everyone's probably getting her She's getting everyone's A game on
They're
defense.
getting their licks in.
Yeah.
For sure.
Those hats,
They're bad. These
and they just look dumb. Like the way he's wearing it, he just looks like an idiot. He looks
If
like
you-
a stoner.
Go look up the NBA Finals or Conference Championship hats.
Yeah, they're not good.
They're bad. They look like they're some kind of like black denim. They're not
They're
good.
like sort of faded.
Who designed these?
Not someone smart.
It's not
Not a good look.
not a good look at all.
It's like they literally put them together today. They're like, we just gotta, whatever materials we got in the warehouse, we gotta put this shit together.
Not good.
No.
Not good at all.
All right, guys. Thank you all for watching,
Appreciate you.
listening. We'll be back to talk NBA Finals next time around.
Happy birthday, Cody Deaver.
Yeah, absolutely.
30 today.
Big 3-0.
Big
30-30.
Golden birthday.
That's right.
It's a really lame term, but it's true for today.
It's true.
So,
If we don't get together next week, this will be our last show before NASCAR, which is coming up really quick.
we have to get together next week.
I'm down to get together next week.
At least for the
talk finals.
talk.
Well, the thing is, like, what's going to happen between now
Oh.
and... Yeah. Maybe we wait till, like, the Monday after NASCAR.
after NASCAR.
See how hungover we are.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not gonna happen.
I mean, I'm going to work, so I'm going to tough it out.
Are you going to work?
Yeah. Now, maybe we'll wait till... We'll see how it goes.
Well, because
We could do midweek the week after NASCAR.
what game do you think, like, be game 3 or 4? So, like, series can't be over yet.
No, for sure, yeah.
Okay, so maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
wait
because
till-
that's a good point. Because by next week,
There's nothing...
unless we just want to just
talk hockey.
talk or just talk,
Yeah.
we could do that. Well, you guys will find out.
Yeah.
How about that?
We'll let you know.
Don't worry about us. Worry about yourself.
Yeah. If not, we'll have some good content at NASCAR for you.
Yes, I can't. It's already here. I mean, it's already here.
It's coming up really quick, honestly.
It's coming up real quick.
Less than a week and a half away.
Next Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, I think, good weather. It's not going to be too hot.
I think it's gonna be like around 80. Maybe.
I saw on the Saturday before it's going to be like 79, so it can't be that hot after,
Perfect.
right? In
Perfect.
theory.
Yep.
So.
All right. We'll see you next time. Peace.